Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, December the 15th, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading, weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, have your risk management in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose on any trade or during any trading session. So let's jump right into the week. The dashboard shows that all the gaps have filled. And right now the pound is 21 pips over the open, 8 off the high, 39 off the low. We're putting in the opening range for the week. You can see we're above the opening range for the month, and we are way above the opening range for the year by over 800 pips. In fact, we are 882 pips above the yearly open. We're 396 off the high, and we're 1293 off the low. And as you can see, we have definitely cleared the upper wick zone from the previous month. We had a weekly inside bar 8 weeks ago, and we are still inside that range. We're above the daily inside bar range from 16 days ago. Speaking of range, only 47 pips. With the new beast coming in the lead, the pound New Zealand dollar at 154 pips, followed by the euro New Zealand dollar at 148. And that Swiss yen still has 136 pips of range, and I'm not sure what's going on between those two currencies, but obviously something's going on. Right, let's just take a quick look here. That's very interesting. Let's put that up on a monthly chart. Steady rise. Swiss franc. Very, very, very interesting. Back to the pound, you can see we finally broke above that weekly open with some, hit the buy zone triggers, and we are above the buy zone triggers now. You can see here we hit the sell zone, and there was a few pips to be had each time. And there's something that I've been kind of noticing. Sometimes you can almost see the symmetry. In other words, if this was a seesaw, it goes down so much and then it goes up almost the same amount. And you can just visualize that on the chart. And it looks like we finally cleared that 134.00 last half hour. And it's been rejected off of that high, and it's starting to come back up. So we don't have enough range for the rat zone, only 46.7 pips. Bambino Flex said to go short. Price near the pivot was a long trigger, and that definitely paid off one time. Near R1 bias is short, and that definitely paid off. Okay, so for the month, we have not taken out that pivot. We have taken out this week's pivot, and we have taken out today's pivot. In and out of the lower wick zone, in and out of the upper wick zone only by a hair to the upside, then by a hair to the downside. And that was only by about not even 2 pips. And just for reference, notice that this number here, how many times we're closing outside, is dropping. But if you notice, these wicks are getting bigger and bigger, it seems like. So far today, we have not broken either the high or low of the previous week. Only 47 pips, 0 percentile. Looking at the simple price action chart, putting that back to M30, you can see we bounced off the previous day's open 1, 2, 3 times, at or near that level. Price is pushing back up hard, and looking at this big wick, lower wick, I'm thinking there's got to be more buyers down here that haven't been filled. So price may return to this in the next hour. Just have to wait and see what happens. Notice I have what I like to call a return bar here. And you can see price came right back to the open. We've got a higher low trigger at 33,989 at the moment. Remember, these are dynamic. So as we move forward in time, this level will change. And we've got about 5 minutes to the close of this half-hour candle. And we've got about 7.5 minutes left in the video, so we can actually watch it and see what happens. So right here, we got a flip-flop box happening to the downside. You can visualize it. See, it's like it bounced off this level 3 times so far. And there we go. Take that flip-flop box to the 50 percentile between this 3 ball and this 3 ball. And you can see here we've had previous 3 balls that were resistance. Now they may turn into support. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. One ball, if I were in that trade, I'd be out. Just crossed above the lowest high there. And as you notice, that one ball came in right about here and stopped and reversed, and I said I'd be out, and that this is the reason why. Now it could continue further or could go up, but in either case, that's my rule to keep me from getting burned. And as you can see, it's still pushing down. Now if that one ball had quickly turned into a 2 ball, I would stick. But then again, I would have also been targeting this area right here, because that is definitely a return bar. So if I'm just using this chart, that's what I would do. Now, if I was playing using indicator 2, you can see here on M1 right there, we had a flip-flop box. It turned magenta and price is staying below it. And you can see here using the multimeter, we're below indicator 2 all the way through H1. So that I would stick. But if I'm looking at the one ball, like I said, I don't like trading against it. So it just depends on what chart I'm using at the time. Sometimes I'll flip back and forth when I'm in a trade just to check. And then sometimes I'll be what I call a purist, and I'll just stick to something simple, like flip-flop boxes and indicator 2. And let the indicators tell me whether to stick. And to tell you the truth, it can be mentally tough to stick. And here's the reason why. You see right now, I'd be giving up over 2 pips if price were to come back and hit that indicator. And it's a literal, you have to sit on your hands or wait for that candle to close. So now you see with the new calculation, we're a little less than 2 pips away. And just something as simple as following these dots, the indicator 2 dots. It can definitely help your profitability. Now, using the multimeter, one thing I do is, see, this is the next one. So another 3.3 pips. If it goes down, I'd be looking for a bounce off the H4 indicator 2. As you see here, these are still aqua. So this means you have on this particular chart, you have a long bias. But on this one, you have a short bias. And so you can see here, you just got a flip-flop box to the north, even though indicator 2, still magenta. And you see, this is where you really have to be able to overcome your mental tendencies and stick with the plan. Because as you can see, price is not closed above indicator 2 on M1. Price hasn't closed above indicator 2 on M5. So if you can stick that out, that's how you can catch the big moves. We go back to here, you see that one ball got pushed all the way down. That's another 6 pips. So sometimes using the one balls can get you out early, and sometimes it can save your bacon. And once again, it's the question whether or not you can overcome your mental, what I call a mental itch. You want to take your profit, you want to take profit, but can you wait for the indicator to signal you? And so, fellow traders, this was a shining example of it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.